We are live on YouTube, and tonight we are going to be discussing staying focused on what's important is essential to your happiness within your life. I'm also going to be answering any questions you may have in the chat in regards to any of your business or personal needs with another session of Ask Coach Eli Anything. So stick around for all that and much, much more that's coming right. Whoa! Live from Northern California, welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. When you do all of that, you're good to go. You're all gravy. You're set, all set, completely set and ready to rock and roll with me here on the Grip on Life channel. Good evening, everyone. It is 10:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 7:19 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time in my neck of the woods. I'm in Northern California, the San Francisco Bay Area, San Mateo County, Redwood City to be exact, and I feel really good tonight. How many of you out there enjoyed the earlier Walking with Purpose stream? I really enjoyed doing it. I got out there, got some great exercise, and there were actually a lot of people out on the trail. And while it was kind of a little bit more difficult to do my stream because there were a lot of people, it was great to see so many people out there, getting some exercise and just spending the day with their friends and their families. So, it was really awesome to be out there on the trail today. Tonight, we're going to continue talking about staying focused, and I'm going to be dissecting a couple of very awesome blogs that were written, one from Psychology Today, and then the other one is from a site called Healthline. So I'm going to go over those blogs here in just a little bit. I'll be showing those blogs on the screen so you can read along with me, and then I'll be giving my feedback and commentary on them. Fair use, right? Fair use. Transforming the content, putting your own spin on it. That's what fair use is all about. Section 107 of U.S. copyright law. But I'm promoting the blog, so they don't mind. They don't mind. I love Psychology Today. If you have not actually been on the site, psychologytoday.com has some great articles from some great contributors, many doctors and licensed professionals. Support the site and contribute to the site. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm losing my verbiage already at the beginning of the show because I'm just really excited to talk about this tonight. And then that's going to take about the first hour of the show, maybe a little bit longer, depending on how much commentary there is to do. I'm going to be doing commentary on the fly and then prep my commentary. I don't like to prep my commentary because I want it to be raw and natural based on how I'm feeling in the present moment. Kind of like how women are with their emotions. Women respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. So I'm gonna pull a woman move tonight. How's that? You like that one, ladies? Does that relate with you? Come on now. But first, let's get to the chat and see who's here. 14 in the box to start off the show. Thank you so much for being here. We have Mutt Nuts Reviews who's in the house. Hi all. Hello, Mutt Nuts, Devil's Queen. I can only chat till 8 p.m. Then I'll be resting for a couple of hours doing my own thing. Now, that's great, Devil's Queen. Thank you so much for being here until 8 o'clock Pacific time. It's 7:22 right now. So we got you for the next, 38 minutes or so. Thank you for being here. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, Eli. Hey, Queen. Thank you for being here again. She says, smash the like button for Eli as always. One of my best mods and one of the most consistent and supportive people out here on YouTube that I met, Queen Helen Casey. Muttnuts Reviews said, hey, Devil's Queen. Muttnuts says, hey, Queen. All right. Everybody's saying hello. Queen Helen Casey, I've been in the house all day. Well, you got to get out sometimes, Queen, and take a nice walk like I do. It is soothing to the soul. It gets those endorphins flowing, and it keeps you healthy and fit. Can't beat that, right? Can't beat that. Okay. I want to do an audio check one more time. I want to make sure that audio and video are working well. I made some adjustments to my my audio system on Windows, and I ran a stream last night with new settings, and I went back, and the stream was pretty darn good. There was only one part with a very, very minor audio glitch towards the end of the stream, but that's going to happen. But it was near perfection from an audio and video standpoint. I'm just kind of wondering if the audio sounds good right now and if everything's nice and clear. While I wait for that, folks, how do you like the background today? Background today. Stay focused. Stay humble. One more time. Stay focused. Stay humble. I love it. Let me move over on this side here so you can take a look at it. Isn't that beautiful? And it's not too bright, not too dark. It's just a nice background for this type of show. All right. Let's see what else is going on in the chat before we get right to it here. Muttnuts Reviews. I've just been trying to figure out why it's telling me I have Nightbot blocked when Nightbot is not blocked. I have checked and rechecked. Yeah, we'll go back to your YouTube studio and make sure that Nightbot is not blocked there. Make sure Nightbot is a moderator on your channel. Nightbot has to be a moderator on your channel in order for Nightbot to work. So you got to make sure there's a specific link that Nightbot, the Nightbot company, Nightbot.tv company, gives you to add as a moderator to your channel, and then you have to log on in, and you have to basically allow access to allow access of your YouTube channel to the Nightbot site, and then you're all set to go. Then you have to make sure you configure Nightbot properly behind the scenes. There are many options there, and it takes a lot of time to figure it out. Maybe, you know what I'll do? If you folks want me to do a video on how to use Nightbot, I can do a video on that. And maybe even do another live stream after I do that pre-recorded video to answer any questions. I mean, whatever you folks want, let me know. It's real simple for me to create content on practically anything, whether it's a business and finance topic as a business coach, whether it's a dating relationship or marriage topic, such as, the personal coaching I do, or anything to do with YouTube, because I am YouTube certified, and, I can definitely help you folks figure out how to do this YouTube thing a little easier. I've done all of the trial and erroring on my end. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours, countless hours to figure it all out. And I would love to provide all of that value to you folks should you want it. So you let me know what you want, and we'll make it happen at some point in the near future. Devil's Queen. Hey, Queen and Mutt. Devil's Queen says, you're good, Eli. Queen Helen Case says, I hear you and see you good. Great. Muttnuts Review says, I've done all that and still telling me anyone's live. I go in that using Nightbot that I have Nightbot blocked. I don't understand what you're saying there. I've done all that and still telling me anyone's live I go in that using Nightbot that I have Nightbot blocked. Well, you might have blocked Nightbot on their end. what you probably did was block Nightbot on their channel by mistake. And I believe that Nightbot, is the same channel link for every channel. So it'll block you globally across the platform. What you're going to have to do, Nuts Reviews, is go to your Google account settings. You got to go to manage your Google account and see if you have Nightbot blocked at a Google account level. Because remember, Google owns YouTube. And you can block people when you block people on your channel, you're blocking them on YouTube. When you block people on someone else's channel and you're not a moderator, you're doing what's called a global Google block. So what you have to do is go into the top right corner where you're logged into your YouTube channel. You click on your icon and there's an option there that says manage your Google account. You want to go in there and get to the part where it says security, I believe, on the left. And then on the right, after you click on security, you'll see blocked. Click in there and go into that area and unblock Nightbot or unblock anyone that's there because that's a global YouTube block. When you block someone globally on YouTube, it blocks them across the entire platform, including YouTube, because, YouTube's a part of the Google suite of products. I did that and it says I have no one blocked. Then you know what? And then I would reach out to YouTube and ask them what's going on. You've got something blocked somewhere that's not allowing Nightbot to work. I mean, there's no other place. If Nightbot is not blocked on your block list on that particular channel, and Nightbot's not blocked on the Google end of things, then I don't know. Maybe you're not logged into, Nightbot properly and have it set up properly. I don't know, Nuts. You seem to have a lot of issues with everything, and I don't understand why everything. No disrespect, I love you like a sister, but you seem to have a lot of issues on everything, and I don't get it. Are you just that unfortunate, or is it a user error? I'm just kind of wondering. No big deal. It's all good. I can even help you behind the scenes at some point if you like. No worries. No worries. So anyway. So, folks, let's just get right to it because I want to go through these two blogs tonight. And then if anyone wants to come on, I'll run the show for another hour. Going through these blogs is probably going to take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, 15 minutes. We'll see how long it takes and see how many questions people have in the chat. Once I get through that, I'll take a quick break if people want to come on, and then come back for about another hour. If no one wants to come on, then I'll just shut down the show after that and call it a night. So you folks let me know in the chat or behind the scenes on Hangouts if you do want me to come on the air. Or if you do want to come on the air, which is what I'm trying to say. I'm already on the air. All right, so let's just get right to it. Let's switch over to the browser source and get right to it here. This particular article on the Psychology Today website is called 6 Ways to Focus on What's Important in Your Life. Taking Back Ownership and Responsibility for Yourself. And is written by Abigail Brenner, MD. I don't know what influx means. Maybe that's her practice or her business or whatever. But I'm assuming she's a psychologist. I guess I could do a search for her. Actually, I can do a search for her on the Psychology Today site. Abigail Brenner is a psychiatrist in private practice. She received her BA from New York University and her medical degree from New York Medical College. Well, she's a smart chick. Now, she's very well educated. Let's see what she has to say. Okay? Let's see what she has to say. So once again, it's called 6 Ways to Focus on What's Important in Your Life, Taking Back Ownership and Responsibility for Yourself. And this was posted a few years back, August 23rd of 2017. So it's fairly new. So let me get right to it here and make sure that you folks can see this on the screen there. I will figure it out, and it gives me a challenge to figure out, and I don't know why I'm having so many technical issues here lately. Yeah, I don't know either. But it is what it is, and it'll be figured out. No worries. No freaking worries at all. All right. As the course of evolution sprawls upward and downward, collective humanity witnesses glorious times and horrific ones. The need to go to extremes and then to course correct in order to restore balance seems an integral function of the human psyche. Yeah, well, people are behaving differently nowadays. It seems like they're trying to get all of this attention as quickly as possible, thanks to, the birth of social media and the internet. And then when people realize that they're feeding into endless empty drama that's not going to get them anywhere, they feel the need to course correct, like the doctor said, and, that way they can restore balance. And she also says it seems to be an integral function of the human psyche. Well, people are attention seekers, both men and women, but it's more so it's more so normal for women to seek attention. It's not as normal for men to seek attention. What is normal for men is to focus on their purpose. Okay? But anyway, let's continue. While what we see around us globally on a daily basis may turn our stomach and make us sick with anxiety, sadness, and fear, we can do something about it. Let me repeat that again. While what we see around us globally on a daily basis may turn our stomach and make us sick with anxiety, sadness, and fear, we can do something about it. Perhaps everything that is falling apart around us is doing so for good reason. It simply has to go. Very well stated, Doc. I got to tell you. I've got nothing to react to that yet because, I couldn't have said it better myself, and I'm not a doctor. But I respect the fact that you're educated and you know what you're talking about, and we're just going to go with that. I got nothing to critique on that. I don't. Okay, let's go. Let's move forward here. Oops, sorry. In this crazy world we live in, where so much seems to change minute to minute, that's for damn sure, and so much seems out of our control, and that's for very damn sure, one thing remains within our immediate control: taking back ownership of and responsibility for ourselves. This is good. This is very, very good. Queen Helen Casey says, the awakening is coming soon, and it will wake everybody up. Yeah, Queen, some people just still don't get it. I'm not going to go to specifics. You could probably figure out what I'm talking about. But some people just don't understand this. And they continue doing the same things over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And like I've been saying all along, that is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result or hoping for a different result. Okay, all right. One thing remains within our immediate control: taking back ownership of and responsibility for ourselves. As long as you're okay with what's going on deep within you, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. Now, you should be open to constructive feedback and all that, right? But you don't let that define you. Some people will give you real feedback. Some people will troll you. Some people will attack you. Some people will hate you. Some people will just toot your horn just because they think you're cute, but they may not be saying the right thing for the right reasons. You never know. The most important thing, like the doctor says, is taking back ownership of and responsibility for ourselves. We are in control of our own destiny. We are the masters of our own domain. When we do that, we can be more effective in our response to change in a way that moves us forward and upward in the evolutionary spiral, both personally and collectively. I couldn't have said it better myself. And I probably wouldn't have used the fancy verbiage the doctor used, but I don't have a whole lot to critique about this, Doc. This is very well written. It's very well written. If life has gotten away from you, if the demands upon you are making you feel overwhelmed, anxious, depressed, and or deeply concerned about the future, if your work-life balance is unfairly skewed away from quality time with yourself, your family, your interests and hobbies, and or community, then it is time to stop and refocus on what's most important to you and find a way back to all that really matters. Well, Doc, that was probably the biggest run-on sentence I've ever seen from any licensed professional, but you did put commas, and that's great. But I'm going to go back and critique one part of it and add to it and say that if your work-life balance is unfairly skewed away from quality time with yourself, your family, your interests, hobbies, community, etc., I'll tell you who's suffering the most regarding this, work-life balance thing. I've been talking about it for quite some time here on my channel. It is men and women or anyone that wants to date, people that date, whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, bi, trans, etc. But I'm going to use heterosexual relationships for this example. One of the biggest challenges I've had in dating women in the modern world is the fact that they have difficulty balancing their work/personal life. A lot of the common excuses I hear, well, I'm working 10 hours today, I'm working 10 hours all week, and I have a long drive home, and let's meet, if not this weekend, let's meet 2 weekends from now. And I'm like, wait a minute, we had a great conversation on the phone last night for an hour. We've been chatting through Match.com, and you're really interested, but because of the fact that, and I don't tell them this, but in my mind I'm thinking this, because of the fact that you're not able to balance your work and personal life, you're saying, well, let's put it off for 2 weeks. So the fire's burning right now. We feel interest right now. And you think that if we wait 2 weeks to meet, that same initial spark is going to be there. No, ma'am. No. You got to go with that spark when that spark is lit, because if not, that spark's going to burn out quicker than you think. And I'll tell you, there's somebody right around the corner waiting to replace that spark if you don't take action, right? So, that was great. Very well put. Let me see what's going on in the chat here. They're going pretty crazy. A lot of us are already awake, Queen Helen Casey. I found something on Facebook and people are going to wake up real quick. Devil's Queen, the Matrix is more real than what you think. Queen Helen Casey, Devil's Queen, go to a Facebook page called Follow the White Rabbit and it will blow your mind. Wow, okay, I'll check that out later. Queen, do you mind sharing that within the private hangout chat we have going on behind the scenes so I don't forget? That seems pretty interesting. 19 in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Muttonus Reviews. I figured it out. I just took Nightbot off my list and re-added Nightbot and fixed the problem. Thank God. Okay. Well, congratulations, Muttonus Reviews. I'm glad you were able to sort it out. That's great. Awesome. All right, let's continue here. Of course, the practical matters of life, such as career and finances, must be carefully considered in order to allow for a balanced view. Right. Let me read that again. Of course, the practical matters of life, such as career and finances, must be carefully considered in order to allow for a balanced view. Well, here's the thing. If you don't have a good job and make good money to take care of yourself and have extra money to take a woman out on a date, now I'm speaking from the male perspective, then nothing's going to work out for you. No woman's going to want to be with a broke-ass loser. No man's going to want to be with a broke-ass woman nowadays because women are now working. Women have been liberated. So both men and women need to be in a good place within themselves, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, right? Spiritually, etc., right? And if not, then that's going to throw up the rest of your life. So the practical matters of life need to be addressed, but you also need to be able to balance that out with your personal life. Why do you work? To pay your mortgage, pay your rent. If you're not going to enjoy life, what are you doing? Just working to pay your mortgage or rent, and then, you do nothing besides that? That's not having a fun life. That wasn't the purpose of life. But anyway, let's move forward. For example, you have to understand if it is practical and feasible for you to cut back on your hours at work. That's a good point. Or if you can work closer to home, or if you can work from home, right? Like I do, or even from home. Well, sorry, Doc, I was just going to get to that. You took the words out of my mouth, Doc. Or what it would take for you to change careers by going back to school to retrain. Or if you can split your job career to include opportunities to not only make money, but to put your interests and passions to work for you. Or if you can cut or consolidate your expenses in exchange for having more hours that are not work-related, or to pursue the other more important interests. This doctor likes to use run-on sentences, but she uses commas, so it's okay, but they're long sentences. So let me read the noteworthy part there for me. Okay? If you can split your job career to include opportunities to not only make money, but to put your interests and passions to work for you. That's why I'm on YouTube. I'm passionate about helping people get a better grip on their life. I'm passionate about life coaching. This gives me the opportunity to grow a business, work from home, that I love and that will pay my bills in the future. Now, in the meantime, I'm still working my day job, which I also primarily work from my home office doing that. I sell insurance and I also maintain my current clients. But that's one of the reasons why I'm able to have such a balanced work and personal life. So when I do have someone in my life, I'm able to fit them in and work around their schedule. That's why for me, it's a little bit easier to work with a woman's work schedule because my schedule is very flexible, right? Now, when someone works a corporate job that's Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 9 to 5, or 8 to 8, or whatever, however many hours you work, right? You've got to be at work, typically at an office, at any given time. And for many people, that includes a 30 to 60 minute commute there and back. So it could be half an hour without traffic or an hour with traffic. And if you hit traffic both ways, you have 2 hours of commute time plus 8 hours of work. That's 10 hours out of your day. Then you're tired. You want to come home. You want to eat. Then do you really feel like going on the date? But at least on my end, because I'm self-employed and I'm the master of my own domain and I control my schedule and I also control how much money I make, right? I'm able to much more easily, work around someone else's schedule. Now, if you have two people working two different corporate jobs, then that's a struggle right there. So like the doctor said, you got to find a way to balance your work and personal life. This is very good. Here are some essential things. Here are some essential things to consider when you decide to refocus your attention in order to determine what is most important in your life and how to get there. Number one, let me actually look and see if anything new is in the chat. But this review says, me and my boyfriend met 15 hours after we started talking and we are very happy. Been dating 7 months. That's great to hear. That's awesome. Queen Helen Casey, I just put it in the Hangout chat. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Wonderful. All right, give me a second here. All right. Number one, determine what things you value the most about your life. Choose 5 of these as a starting point, a basic model around which to structure the life you are trying to create. When you consciously make these choices, you remind yourself what things in your life you can't and won't do without. These represent the backbone of your life. All too often, we forget what people and events have shaped and continue to shape our lives. They mold us into the people we are and the people we want to become. They support and encourage us in every way possible. What I would say about that is that, well, it's something I've said in the past. You are who you associate yourself with. You know, I used to say you're guilty by association. If you're hanging around a particular group of people that does a lot of bad things, even if you don't do bad things, it's going to be automatically assumed that you're a bad person doing bad things. So you want to spend your time and focus your time on like-minded people that have a similar interest and outlook in life. Honest, ethical, and genuine people, for example. Okay? You know, she says, the doctor says, all too often we forget what people and events have shaped and continue to shape our lives. Well, some events are good and some are bad. You know, it depends on the event. If it's a good event, if these people are good people and they're doing great things and you want to associate yourself with those great things, that's fine. But what if these people are harmful people? What if these people are just terrible people? That's the only way I can put it. You want to disassociate yourself from those types of people, which is what I'm trying to say. Number 2, decide what commitments are most important to you. Evaluate which commitments are in keeping with the 5 things you value the most about your life. Commitments are obligations that you enter into and represent your promise to steadfastly see a relationship, project, contract to its conclusion. Keep your essential commitments, renegotiate them if necessary, but consider completing the existing commitments you're obligated to complete and refuse to take on any new ones. That way you focus on those commitments that are most essential to you and your life. And in addition, I'll add myself, that way you don't overwhelm yourself. Mutt Nuts Reviews. You are a perfect example of someone that overwhelms yourself every day. You put a lot of pressure on you regarding your YouTube channel. You feel the need to get out all these videos and you feel the need to stay up all night and do it and lose sleep over it. And I can tell you, I know you want to do it and I know you really love being a YouTuber, but I can also tell you that you really don't enjoy doing it because you're putting a lot of pressure on you. For me, I enjoy doing this. To be honest with you, I get up each and every day and I come up with a new topic literally an hour or two before I do my show. Now, sometimes I may plan a show a day in advance, but there are so many topics that go through my head. I think about all these topics, throughout my days, and then I just pick one based on maybe something that's trending at that time or something that I feel my community needs more so during that time. And then I just do a stream on it. And then I just go on the fly and do a stream. Occasionally I'll do a pre-recorded video as well. But you cannot overwhelm yourself. You've got to do it at a pace to where it's natural and you're doing it because you really enjoy doing it, not because you feel you have to get out those videos or the YouTube algorithm won't like me anymore or I won't get my hours to get monetized. You're being too hard on yourself, and that is part of your downfall. I'm not criticizing you. I've been in your shoes before, and I'm just trying to help you out. Queen Helen Casey, I just happened to find it by accident while I was looking for something on Google. Great, Queen. Thank you for sharing. All right. So that pretty much says it about deciding what commitments are most important to you. You have to prioritize. That's another way to look at it. You have to prioritize what's most important and then go from the most important thing on down. And quite frankly, the way I prioritize my stuff is this. I have a list of 10 of my most important things I have to get done. And you know which ones I tackle first? Let's say there are 8 things that take me half an hour to do. And then there are 2 things that are going to take me 5 hours each to do for a total of 10 hours. I knock off the first 8 things that take me a half an hour to do because they'll take me a total of 4 hours. I could spend half a day getting 8 things done, and then the very next day I can get one of the other things done, and the following day I can get the last thing done. Instead of doing, the ones that take, 4 or 5 hours each first, I get one of them done, then I'm tired, then I feel like I'm not accomplished because I only got one thing done off the list. So you should prioritize what you do in order of importance, but then, when you get a list of 10 things that are important, that you prioritize, then tackle the ones first that are the quickest and easiest to do. And then last but not least, take care of the ones that take more time. It'll give you the feeling of having it'll give you more of a sense of accomplishment and drive you through to get those last 2 things that are going to take longer to complete. It's going to help you get them done. Anyway, so great job. Number 3 here. Assess the way you use your time. Most of us have a daily routine with many fixed activities and chores. Evaluate which things are absolutely necessary and important for the 5 areas you identified as having the most value for your life. Okay? I do that each and every day. For example purposes, something I've been doing a lot lately on YouTube and I'm going to do from here on out. I don't focus on any trolls anymore. I don't respond to the trolls. I don't watch their streams. I don't watch their videos. I've completely blocked it out because, it's a waste of my time. And it throws me off my center, and it throws me off course from accomplishing what I initially came out here to accomplish and what I still do want to accomplish. So you have to, if you're putting in a lot of time and effort into something you're passionate about and you're not getting anywhere, or you're getting limited results, kind of like how it's been happening for me here on my channel, you have to reassess. And you have to cut things out and avoid and ignore things that are not helping you. Let's continue here. How much time do you spend communicating? Assess the amount of time spent online, emailing, texting, and on your cell phone. How can you cut back on the amount of time you spend doing these activities? I think we're all on our phone much more than we should be. But I think some people are able to balance it out better than others. When I've been in relationships in the past, and I'm on a date with somebody that I was dating, like when I was with my ex Dana, we would check on our phones every now and then, but we didn't sit there at the dinner table looking at our phone every 5 minutes. We had a conversation in person and we would enjoy the dinner, right? But every so often, we need to check and see if anything urgent happened. She has 2 kids, so she was checking to see if her kids needed something. But we were very balanced at it, and we didn't overdo it. So, if you're in a situation where, you go on a date with somebody and then you're on your phone the entire time. Like, I've been on dates with women in the past that were on their phone the entire time. And one of them was even planning her next date while she was on a date with me. She was on the Match.com app. I couldn't believe that. She had it right on the table. This was a while back. I was like, wow, you got to be kidding me, right? No wonder why you're single. Like, you can't settle for one dude, and you can't even wait for the date you're currently on to finish before you start looking for another dude. And if you don't like me, if you're not attracted to me or anything, then just tell me and let's end the date right now, right? Wow. Now, if you want to become an entrepreneur and run your business, you've got to spend a decent amount of time online, emailing, texting, and calling people. But as long as you're doing it for productive reasons, for business, or, to arrange a date with somebody or to hang out with friends, no problem. But once you get to the task at hand that you use the phone to make plans with, for example, if you use the phone to get a date, and you set that date, okay? If you use the phone or your computer to set up a live stream or whatever, you can use the technology to arrange what you're going to do. But once you get there, like I'm on a live stream right now. What if I just went live and I said, okay, folks, for the next hour, I'm just going to have you sit here and watch me respond to text messages on my phone. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm going to just do this, okay? Now, what value would you get out of the show, right? It's the same thing going on a date with someone, being at a restaurant where you're supposed to be talking and focusing on each other, and then one of the sides is sitting there on their phone the entire time. Hey, we're on a date, aren't we? How can you cut back on the amount of time you spend doing these activities? You just got to do it. You have to first, take ownership that you're addicted to the damn phone, and it's affecting you from being a genuine person or a real person. You're a robot. When you can admit that and take ownership, that and only then are you going to be able to cut back on the amount of time you spend doing these electronic activities, like the doctor mentioned. Access how much time you spend on a daily basis watching TV, listening to the radio, on the internet, reading newspapers and magazines. Consider decreasing your consumption and instead receive basic information from a worthy source only once a day. That's called either a synopsis or the Cliff Notes version, or what do you call it? A clip. On YouTube, we call that a clip, right? So that's a good idea. Now, if you're following a bunch of YouTubers, and they do an hour-long stream, and let's say you do a reaction video to it, and you take out the best parts of the stream in a 5-minute video, and then it devalues that video from people going to watch it at the original source. That's messed up. And in my opinion, that's copyright infringement as well, too. But I understand what the doctor is saying. Let me make sure we're still on the air here. Give me a second here, folks. Give me a second here. All right. I think what the best way to do it is focus on what interests you. And when you have spare time, consume what you want to consume. But also know there's a time and a place to consume what you want to consume. There's a time and a place to spend with your significant other if you have one, whether you're married or dating someone. There's a time and a place where you have to work to make money. There's a time and a place to spend time with family. If you can balance it all out, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you can balance out your life. That's basically what, the doctor is saying here. And once you become focused and you get laser focused like I am right now on my channel, then it's a drop in the bucket. It's a piece of cake. So, anyway, give me just 1 second here, folks. Give me just 1 second, folks. Okay, I'm sorry. I just had a text message I had to respond to urgently. Everything's good. My apologies. My apologies on that. Anyway, what would you do with all the time you'd have available if much of these activities were radically decreased or curtailed? For example, let's say this technology was not available. If we go back 30 years ago or 40 years ago where there were no computers or no nothing, all we had was the landline phone, no cell phones, no computers, right? People had to talk on the phone. They had to go to social events to meet, right? And they had plenty of time to go and hang out and do things. Now, we're living in a digital world, and it's completely changed our lives. Now, there are great aspects of it that I enjoy. It's a lot easier to pay your bills online, it's a lot easier to use debit cards instead of having to go to the cash machine all the time, right? And there are many things that are easier, right? But there are also things that people get obsessed by online, and they can't put it down. For example, like I said earlier, once you get that date or once you make plans with friends and you use that phone or email or whatever to arrange that event, once you get there, enjoy the event instead of going to that event just to sit there in a corner and continue being on your phone. Why are you there if you're going to be on your phone all night? Why don't you stay home? If you're going to go somewhere to an event that you use the device to arrange, then go there and enjoy the damn event. That's the bottom line. But yeah, what would happen if all of a sudden all of our devices stopped working, the internet didn't exist, if we went back to the way things were in the 50s? I think everybody would be so bored as hell that we would all have to get out there and interact with each other and be friendly with each other. Oh my God. That would just be insane, wouldn't it? Muttnuts, why did you unhide the person after I hid them? If I hide somebody on my channel, Muttnuts, um, oh, you were trying to hide him at the same time. Okay, that's what happened. Okay. Yeah, you know who that is. Anyway, let's continue here because I think what's going to happen, folks, is I'm going to take a break after I read this article and then come back and read the second one. And then I'm just going to call it a night. We're at an hour and 4 minutes already. I'm not even through the first one yet. Number 4, get rid of clutter in every area of your life. Do you really need everything you have? I've gone through a purge. Trust me, I needed to. So yeah, if you're living like a hoarder, clean up your place. Make it presentable. Not only will it look better and it'll be healthier, you'll just feel a lot better living in a clean environment that's organized. Like if I wasn't organized, there's no way I could put on a show of this quality. I'm very organized here in my place, and all of my equipment is very organized, and everything is just organized. Even my food and my cupboard's very organized. Okay, you just gotta if you have everything organized and you know where everything's at, and you can actually walk on your floor because there isn't shit all over your floor. That's great. That's what the doctor's saying here. Give anything away you have not used in the last 2 years. That's a good idea. Great idea. Certainly, someone else can use what you no longer need, and they probably really need it more than you do. You can even sell items, furniture, clothing, etc. you no longer need. Great points. It should be common sense, but I guess common sense really isn't that common anymore. So that's why we have to speak to grown-ass adults like little kids nowadays. They still don't get it, at least some of them. Likewise, periodically get rid of emotional and psychological clutter. Those ways of being that no longer serve you. Too often, we continue to do things routinely, often in a way that has little to do with how we have evolved over the course of time. We need to let old things go in order to make room for the new things and ways of being that truly reflect who we are and where we are. So get rid of emotional and psychological clutter, those ways of being that no longer serve you. Okay? The only other thing I can think of, there are many things I could talk about, but the main thing I can think of is the trolls and the haters. Those things really never served me in the first place, come to think of it. But I know for a fact, even if they were somewhat serving me, I realized now it was temporary. And that aspect no longer serves me at all, which is why I've cut it off cold turkey. And right now I'm just stating this for example purposes for number 4 here. The doctor says in the second paragraph, number 4, likewise, periodically get rid of emotional and psychological clutter, those ways of being that no longer serve you. Too often, we continue to do things routinely, often in a way that has little to do with how we have evolved over the course of time. We need to let old things go in order to make room for the new things and ways of being that truly reflect who we are and where we are. So in essence, if I kept on feeding to the drama sphere, then I would be a drama sphere channel, right? If I really wanted to get my business going and take my channel to the next level, I had to let it go. Part of letting it go is ignoring it, because they are not going to let it go probably for a while. They may never let it go. As long as I let it go and move forward and not focus on it at all and not let it get to me anymore, because it doesn't. That's what the doctor's saying here. Let's see. Number 5, spend more time with the people that matter to you. Assess how much quality time you actually spend with family and close friends. Right. For many of you, this will probably be one of the 5 things you identified as most important to you. Absolutely. It's the most important, yet we spend the least amount of time with our family, our immediate family and close family. As life evolves, more people may enter our sphere. That's true. These people may fall into various categories of importance: acquaintances, colleagues, friends, partners, etc. So you got to look at it this way. Acquaintances are people that you know. You're not necessarily good, close friends with them. They may be a coworker. They may be a friend of a friend, whatever, right? Colleagues are people that you work with, coworkers, sometimes colleagues, aka coworkers, or you can be colleagues at a college, right? They can become friends. The next level is you become friends and you're real, true, consistent friends. Then there's partners. Partners are when you're dating or you get married. Okay? There are different levels that people connect with each other. Some people will connect as low of a level as an acquaintance. Some will end up being partners. And to assess the meaning of each of these relationships, time is precious. We need to use this time wisely and with those that matter most. One more time. Time is precious. We need to use this time wisely and with those that matter most. That is why for the last week plus, where I finally said, you know what, I'm moving forward and I am just going to not focus on anyone or anything that tries to get in the way of what I'm trying to do here. That includes other people on YouTube. That includes, family, friends in my life outside of YouTube. That includes everyone. I am 100% laser focused on what I'm doing here now. And I feel a lot better about it. I know time is precious. If I ever want to get this off the ground and take it to where I want it to go, I got to use my time wisely and with the people that matter the most. And guess what? The people that matter the most to me right now are the people that are here. Queen Helen Casey, Mutt Nuts Reviews. When Devil's Queen Jennifer was here, She matters to me. Terry's GG&G. Colin's Trivia matters to me. And the other moderators too many to mention. You folks matter to me. That's why I focus on you, because you've earned and deserve my attention and energy. And as long as you are amazing people that are respectful like you are, I will continue to give to you and focus most of my time on you folks, because you've earned it and you deserve it. Okay, let's see here. Number 6, make time to be alone. How much time do you regularly make for yourself? When was the last time you did what you love, what you feel passionately about? Give yourself more time and the permission to express your creativity. Take care of your body. That's important. I work out every day. It's important. Mind and spirit, which allows you to really feel alive and present in your life. The majority of the issues with people that I see aren't happy involve every aspect the doctor just mentioned here. Take care of your body. Many people don't. They've gained a lot of weight. They're unhealthy. They know they don't look good. They feel unattractive, and that makes them insecure, and it makes them project those insecurities onto other people like me. Take care of your mind, and spirit. And a lot of it has to do with taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. Like, I think the most important thing in loving yourself and being healthy is being healthy and fit and looking good and feeling good. It's more than just the looks, but it starts there, because your body functions at an optimal level when you're fit and healthy and attractive looking, because your body works its organs the best when you're healthy and fit. You also look the best when you're healthy and fit, so you feel more confident that you can attract other people in your life, and it shows with your mind and spirit when the rest of you, is healthy and fit. Bottom line, the majority of the people that have projected their insecurities onto me out here on YouTube are unhealthy and unfit people that are insecure about that. And they're projecting. That's the bottom line. So take care of that. If you're someone that's not happy with your weight or the way you look, take care of that. I bet you, if any one of these people that has come at me for saying that they project their insecurities, and I know that they're overweight by 100 pounds, I bet you if they lost 100 pounds and started loving themselves, they would realize what I was saying. And it would change their life, including their attitude. Mark my words. Remember that before there was so much information at our fingertips, we weren't staring down at screens on devices that represent so much of our connection these days. I was saying that, a little while ago. These devices have changed our lives. In some ways for the better, but in many ways for the worse. The doc's just saying the same thing right now. Good job, doc. Take a walk and reacquaint yourself with the sheer beauty around you. Boy, I just did that a couple hours ago, doc. Take a walk and reacquaint yourself with the sheer beauty around you. If you want to see my walk from earlier and the sheer beauty around my walk, along with the wonderful words that came out of my mouth, then go back and watch the replay after this show if you have nothing better to do. Make each breath count. Right. And that's that. About the author, Abigail Brenner, MD, is a psychiatrist in private practice. I read that earlier. She is the author of Transitions, How Women Embrace Change and Celebrate Life, and other books. She doesn't sound like a feminist, though, because this was a very well-written blog. That's excellent. Absolutely excellent. All right, let me check out the chat, folks, because we've been on for an hour and 16 minutes, and I have one more blog to read. It looks like no one wants to come on tonight, which is fine. We can always get a panel going this coming week. Let's see. Okay, no other comments in the chat. All right, folks, I'm going to set up some music right now and take about a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break, get some more coffee. And then when I come back, I will probably be on for another half an hour, 40 minutes or so to read the second blog. And then we'll call it a night. So give me a second here. What music do I want to play? Do do do. Boo, 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 boo. Let me see here. Let me see. All right. All right, folks, I'll be back in just a little bit. Do not go anywhere.
Good coffee. Good coffee. Kirkland Columbia Supremo. Costco, 3 pounds of whole beans for $14.99. That's an unpaid endorsement there. Damn good coffee. Damn good coffee.
Oh my God. Slow it down a little bit. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, the world's most awesome platform where you can learn a little bit of this and a little bit of that and share a whole lot about you. Hopefully the real you, unlike some people that are just complete phonies out here, and that's okay if they choose to be that way. Then they're going to attract an audience of phonies. But if you would like to attract an audience of honest, loving, caring, and genuine people, surrounded my neck of the woods, and I'll continue to share with you folks how to get a better grip on your life so you can attract people that have a great grip on their life. It's a plain and simple concept, right? Hey, Tree Trimmer, it's great to see you too, man. Hey, I'm glad you're here, dude. Listen, I know there's been a lot of scrutiny in the past with the growth stream community, and I know a lot of people are struggling right now because of the changes that YouTube has made. I think it's been a learning experience for all of us. And I think that there are things that you, myself, and maybe if even, Killer Whale, formerly known as Flat Earth Forums, if you can give me another chance, maybe, we can work on stuff together. I never had a problem with anyone, but you know how these trolls and haters are out here. You know how people can be, right? And I think, I know for a fact, for sure, the growth stream community has brought together a lot of great people. Now, have there been some shiesty people within the growth stream community? Sure, there's going to be shysters everywhere, Tree Tremor and everyone else. But for the most part, I haven't met as many great people in any other community besides the growth stream community. And it stems back to even before you were running streams, Tree Trimmer. It stems back to the days of a guy named James Cox that started this phenomenon a little over 2 years ago when a lot of us lost monetization. I was monetized on my former channel, and I lost my monetization because I didn't qualify for the 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Actually, I did qualify on the last day, and they still took it away from me. And then I was in this endless cycle of review, and I shut down that channel 6 months after they took away monetization, took 3 months off, and came back to start this one. But there are a lot of great people that have come out of the growth stream community, and a lot of those people have come and gone because they have not been truly supported beyond just connecting with each other. Look, it's one thing to connect with people and say, I got you back, and to say you're going to support each other. It's another thing to actually start working with people. And that's what I enjoy doing here. I enjoy doing panel streams. At some point, Tree Tremor, I'd love to interview you live on the air if you're open to it. And then we can get a panel of people to come on as well. I think that would be a great thing. But do me a favor, Tree Trimmer, if you want to, work on something together at some point, I'll leave it up to you. I'm not going to bug you, man. My email is below in the description, Coach Eli at coacheli.com. You can also take that email, Coach Eli at coacheli.com, and connect with me on Google Hangouts chat. We can chat there. Whatever you want to do, man, my door is open. And quite honestly, dude, I never meant any harm in the past. Yes, I did say some terrible things about people, including you in the past. I'm not going to lie about it. But it was more out of frustration because I really wanted to truly help people, just like you guys have, right? And what ended up happening was this group of people that still trolls me to this very day, I'm just ignoring them now, would start to pit us against each other. It was just one big shit show, dude. And I'm here to proudly state tonight, that it's over and done with. For the last week and a half or so, I have ignored these people. I have not followed their content. I don't feed into anything that they say. I don't even know most of what they say unless people behind the scenes tell me. But, Tree Trimmer says, it's all good, bro. No hard feelings. And I get that, dude. And I get that. But you know what? I want to take it up a notch. I want to step it up a notch and start working with people like you, working with people like, Flat Earth Forums, which is now known as the Killer Whale Channel. I want to work with even Island Life Fishing, and I would love to work with Pusha Studios and his wife, Ksenia, Andrew and Ksenia, but for some reason they just have never liked me, and I've never done anything wrong to them. I don't know, man. Dude, the more and more I've gotten to know you, I still watch your stuff, dude, even though I don't, comment there. I watch everybody. And you have a positive attitude and you truly want to help people, but you got to get paid at the same time, dude. It's a lot of work. I get that. I watch all the time, just don't comment much. No, yeah, it's the same thing with me, dude. It's the same thing with me. And I think the reason why we don't comment much is because we don't feel like we're welcome to comment. And the bottom line is I welcome anyone and everyone that's a decent, normal human being. The people I don't welcome here are trolls and haters that are only out here to project their insecurities because they're unhappy within themselves. Like, those people will get banned immediately. This is a drama-free zone. This is a positive zone. So, but anyway, thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate you. I'm going to get back to reading the other blog here, but I'm going to have to set it up because I have the other blog set up. Let me go over to the email browser source screen here, and let's go Let's go here. Give me a second. All right. Let's do this. I had another one set up, and I got to set up a new page here. So let's switch over to the other article. And let's get this all set up. Okay. Just a second here. Make sure none of it goes off the screen. All right. And let's do this. Give me just a second here. Terry's GG and G's in the house. Hey, Terry, how's it going, bro? Welcome to the show. All right, here we go. We should be good to go right there. All right. All right. Terry's GG and G. Smash Queen Helen Casey for Eli likes everybody. I love everyone as long as they love themselves, dude. The people I don't love are people that don't love themselves, and I still have some love for them because I feel sorry for them. But, if they're not open to suggestions and change, bro, you can't help people like that. They're not open to it. You know what I mean? And hello to all, been in the background, says Terry. Muttonus Review says, hey, Terry. Terry's GG&G, thanks for the kind words earlier, Eli. I did hear them. Oh, you're welcome, Terry. Terry, I'm not going to bring people on tonight. I was going to, but I'm going to just read this this blog. And later this week, Terry, we'll do another panel with some people. So just be prepared, moderators. I'll get in touch with you behind the scenes. We'll do another panel show maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. It depends on my Monday goes. Mondays are typically my busiest day with my day job of insurance, but we'll just see how it goes. But let's get to this other article here, okay? This article, oops, hang on a second. Here we go. It's titled, Need Help Staying Focused? Try These 10 Tips. And who is the article written by? Does it even say the name of the author? I don't even see who the name of the author is. Boy, that's weird. Why won't it say the name of the damn author? All right, let's get to it. Maybe it'll say it at the end. All right, if there's one thing we could all possibly use a lot more of, it is the ability to focus. You're telling me people's attention spans nowadays are smaller than the size of a peanut. Now you're lucky to get 2 seconds of someone's attention. Years ago, people were saying the average attention span is 8 seconds. I think it's gotten worse. I think it's less than 2 seconds. It's terrible. It's terrible. So you got to be on point, and you've got to deliver your message, loud and clear and quick. You got to hook them in, right? That's why at the beginning of each video, you should say, hi, everyone. Elias Melas here, but you can call me Coach Eli. In this video, I'm going to be discussing, blah, blah, blah. So stick around. That's coming right up. Play your short 10 to 15 second bumper. Boom. And then get right to it. All right, everyone. Welcome to the show. Welcome. Let's get right to it. Today, we're going to be talking about this, right? You got to go boom, 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 or people get bored. And you lose their attention because, once again, their attention spans, people's attention spans are smaller than the size of a peanut. Less than 2 seconds. It's terrible. But telling yourself to stay focused on task, especially a mundane one, is often a lot easier said than done. You telling me in this modern world of social media and digital high-tech gadgets that are attached to our hips going off every second, when do you have a chance to breathe? For Christ's sake. The good news, there are several techniques that can help you zone in on the task in front of you. If you need help staying focused, try one or all 10 of these tips. Number 1, get rid of distractions. That's my favorite one already. First things first, you need to eliminate distractions. While you can't do away with everything, you can make an effort to reduce or get rid of as many distractions as possible. Start with the simple things like moving to a quiet area, turning off notifications on your phone, or turning off your phone altogether. Wow, what a great concept that is. Closing the door to your office. Telling those around you not to distract you for a period of time. Closing out of programs or apps that aren't essential on your computer. When it comes to number 1, get rid of distractions. The biggest distraction I had that's prevented me from moving forward with the success of my YouTube channel are the troll and haters. I kept feeding into them. I kept feeling the need to defend myself. I started to realize that silence is golden. And talking about them or, defending myself or calling them out on things is what they want because they create content out of every little thing, right? So the only way to combat that is to just not talk about them. Now, again, for right now, I'm using it as an example purpose. I'm not, saying anything about them. And I'm not directly pointing out any specifics. All I'm saying is that, I had to get rid of that distraction. That was a huge distraction. That's all it's been, is a huge distraction. So if you have something distracting you from staying focused on accomplishing whatever you want at a business and personal level, then you gotta get rid of that distraction, or at least minimize it, right? Number 2, coffee in small doses. Well, I don't like that one already. I drink coffee like it's out of style. But it does me good. Drinking coffee or other caffeinated beverages in small doses may have a positive impact on your ability to focus, according to a 2010 study. Well, that's why I drink coffee in super large doses. And unless you drink like 140 cups of coffee a day, that's when it becomes unhealthy to the level of where it may kill you. But no, I literally drink maybe about 3 or 4 mugs of coffee this size. This is like I think it's like a 16 or 20 ounce mug, which is equivalent probably to 6 to 8 cups of the small coffee cups, right? So it's not a whole lot, but it's not a very small dose of caffeine. But caffeine is good for you to a certain extent. At the same time, you got to watch your calories if you're drinking, sodas with sugar, regular soda, or if you're putting regular sugar in your coffee. I use Sweet and Low sugar substitute, and I use Coffee Mate Creamer. So my coffee is a very low calorie drink. When I drink soda, I drink diet soda. But at the same time, people say the aspartame or whatever you call that thing is not good for you. Listen, if you drink too much regular soda with sugar, you're going to gain weight. That's not good for you. If you drink diet soda and you stay fit, then, the aspartame, whatever, all that stuff, the synthetic stuff is not good for you. Figure it out on your own, moderate it, and a little bit of caffeine, at least, does you good. It does. It stimulates your brain and your mind. The key to taking advantage of caffeine's cognitive enhancing properties is to consume it in moderation. If you drink too much of it, you may end up feeling anxious or nervous, which generally reduces your ability to stay focused. Well, no, I'm laser focused. I love coffee. Number 3, practice the Pomodoro technique. What the hell is that? I've never heard of that. Staying focused helps you get more done in less time. While that sounds simple enough, it is not always easy to put into practice. So the next time you're wrestling with your attention span, try the Pomodoro technique. What the hell is the Pomodoro technique? There's a link to that. Oh, that's a coaching program. That's why I never heard of it. This timing method helps you train your brain to stay on task for short periods of time. Here's how it works. Set your timer for 25 minutes and get to work. When the buzzer sounds, take a 5-minute break. Then set the timer again and get back to work. Once you've done 4 rounds of this, you can take a longer break, approximately 20 to 30 minutes. It's a good way to do it. I'm actually good at sitting down for an hour or 2 at a time and getting work done, and then stepping away and getting a little more coffee, stretching a little bit, and then getting right back to work. But you gotta take breaks. You gotta take breaks at the very least every 2 hours, but more so if possible. Now, if you work in the corporate world or for somebody else, your breaks are typically every 2 hours, including a lunch. So you work an 8-hour shift. You go to work for 2 hours, you get a break. You go to work for 2 hours, you get a lunch. You go to work for 2 more hours, you get your last break. And then you work another 2 hours, then you go home. So typically 2 hours should be the max. The problem I had when I was working in the corporate world is that, when I was working in the retail sector, a lot of times when we were short-staffed, sometimes it would be 2.5 to 3 hours before we would get our first break. And it was very frustrating because it can burn you out. Go no longer than 2 hours. without taking a break. You got to take a break at least once every 2 hours and at least a 5 to 10 minute break, preferably a little bit longer. 4, put a lock on social media. If your idea of break from work is checking Facebook or Instagram every 5 minutes, you may want to consider an app that blocks social media. There are several apps that work for your phone, tablet, or computer. In addition to social media, some of these distraction-busting programs also allow you to block online games as well as apps and sites like YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, Twitter, text messages, and even emails. Some of the most popular social media blockers include Freedom, AppBlock, Focus, Me, and Focus. Number 4, just moderate your social media, manage it properly. I could do a whole stream on that, but I'm not going to. I think people know how to manage their social media. That's pretty cut and dry right there. Let's go to number 5. Fuel your body. Now, before I get to that, let me check the chat out real quick. No, it's all good. You're doing a great stream tonight, says Terry. Tree Trimmer 82 says, what I like about you is you're straight up. I like that sounds like me. That's good, Tree Trimmer. We got to work together on some stuff. Tree Trimmer 82 says, hello, Mutt Nuts. Tree Trimmer, if you keep coming back, dude, I'll eventually moderate you again on this channel, and we'll get things going the right way. Tree Trimmer says, amen. Smash the like button for Eli, says Queen. I don't drink pop anymore, says Queen. Tree Trimmer, I love my Dr. Pepper. Fantastic, fantastic. Let's get back to this. Number 5 is fuel your body. Fuel your body. We all know what happens when hunger strikes. Hunger is hunger, anger. This dreaded combination of hunger and anger is a major focus fail. That's like dating a woman, going on a date with a woman, and then you don't feed her in time. I've shared this story before. I'll share it again. 2 ex-girlfriends ago, she had 2 dogs and 2 cats. She had an older dog that was common chill. It was a male dog. It was an Australian Shepherd. That dog was like 14 years old. But then she had a 6-year-old female rat terrier Chihuahua. And you know what they call the female dog, right? Okay. That female dog, if you didn't feed her on time, she knew when dinner time was supposed to happen. And there were times I'd be at, this girlfriend's place while she was at work, and I was self-employed at that time still, so I was working from her place. And I was working on some things that were crucial to get done, and then the little female Chihuahua would come, and I was sitting on a stool chair at my ex-girlfriend's place. She had a bar and a tall stool chair, and this little Chihuahua would start, jumping on the chair and whining, like a little bitch, because that's what female dogs are. Female dogs are a bitch, right? Okay? So she starts whining softly first. And I know she's hungry, right? And I'm like, the dog's name was called Saku. I'm like, Saku, you gotta chill. Give me 5 or 10 minutes, right? 1 minute later, she amplifies the whining, woo, woo, right? So I start ignoring her, right? It's the same way that works with women. The best way to get someone's attention when it comes from a man to a woman is to remove yours, right? So I ignored the little rat terrier Chihuahua, the female dog. She was whining, right? I've never seen any female dog whine as much as this dog. Right? So 2 minutes later, woo! She starts amping it up really loud, so I ignore her, and then she went crazy. She started jumping, she started jumping, trying to jump on the chair. Woo! She started getting really, really super loud. I'm like, all right. The only thing that's going to get you to STFU, which we all know what STFU is, I wanted to get this female dog to STFU. So I went and I fed her. This little tiny 13-pound female rat terrier Chihuahua, you fill up her bowl with food, right? And literally, she would scarf it down in 30 seconds flat. Boy, that girl could eat. But she would run around all the time, so she never gained any weight. So, you gotta understand, when people are hungry, you gotta feed people. You gotta fuel your body, because if you don't, you're gonna have issues. And if the people around you aren't fed, they're gonna have issues, and then their issues are gonna be your issues, right? This dreaded combination of hunger and anger is a major focus fail. So to keep your brain focused, your energy levels up, and your emotions on an even keel, make sure you don't delay or skip meals. Important. Eat throughout the day, folks. Eat small snacks. Don't eat large portions and overeat, then you gain weight. Eat a small breakfast, then have a small snack, couple hundred calories every few hours, right? Okay, that keeps your metabolism going, and you're going to keep burning calories all day. Then try to get a walk of 4 to 5 miles in every day, or some exercise, right? Have a small light lunch, okay, and then I like to have my largest meal at dinner time. That's just me, okay? It's up to you how you want to do it. But manage your calories, eat throughout the day, keep your body fueled up, and get your exercise in. And that's going to put you at your optimal level of being able to get things done. Try to balance lean protein, that's no carbs, complex carbohydrates, they're good. Simple carbs, minimize those. Those will make you fat. And what happens with simple carbs? Simple carbs turn into sugar. And what does sugar turn into? It turns into fat. And when you eat simple carbs, it fills you up for like 5 minutes, and then a few minutes later, you want to eat more. So then you end up overeating, and then you gain weight. Eat more lean proteins, complex carbohydrates such as vegetables, fruits, all that kind of stuff. All that good stuff, the complex carbohydrates. If you're going to eat some bread, eat whole wheat bread instead of white bread. If you're going to have some carbs, get some good carbs with some grains in them, with nutrition. White bread is the worst you can eat. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my white bread every now and then too, but you got to moderate it. And healthy fats to stay fueled. Snack on fresh fruit. I've been living this stuff, folks. Snack on fresh fruit, vegetables, nuts, or seeds if you get hungry between meals. Get high quality nuts. Costco's a great place to get them. I got a 2.5 pound can of high quality, large, crunchy peanuts from Costco for $7.99. For 2.5 pounds of high quality peanuts. When I get hungry, I'll grab a handful and I'll snack on them. And it fuels me for the next 2 hours. 100 calories, 150 calories. Good to go. If you get hungry between meals, and be sure to keep yourself hydrated with plenty of water or coffee. Well, coffee won't hydrate you. It'll keep you somewhat hydrated, but make sure you drink some water. And if you don't like just plain water, I drink this, sparkling ice. Okay? Let me show you this real quick here. Let me go full screen. This sparkling ice, 0 calorie flavored sparkling water. Now, sorry, the green screen's kind of picking up the bubbles and stuff there. But this is really good stuff, folks. Next best thing to water, sparkling ice. It's all natural, sparkling water, and 0 calories. Actually, this one here, 5 calories for 1 bottle. That's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Let's go back to the browser source. And for an extra boost, Harvard Medical School says to include a few of these best brain foods in your day. Green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, and broccoli. Great stuff. Fatty fish such as salmon. Berries like blueberries. Blueberries are great. Strawberries, raspberries, or blackberries. Walnuts are great. Tea and coffee for the caffeine in moderation. And I like the fully caffeinated tea. There's decaffeinated tea, which still has a little caffeine. Decaffeinated tea still has about 25% of the caffeine of fully caffeinated tea. But I like the fully caffeinated tea, and I order that on Amazon. I love tea. Tea's great. Like when you have a cold and stuff, and your throat is all messed up because of a cold, or maybe you talk too much like I do on the air. Drink some hot tea. It'll soothe you. Number 6, get enough sleep. Wow, something we all could use, right? It is no secret that the majority of Americans are lacking in the sleep department. While a few nights of minimal sleep is okay, not getting enough sleep most nights of the week can negatively impact both your short and long-term memory, as well as your ability to concentrate. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, my sleeping pattern can be all over the place at times. But figure out your work schedule and try to get at least 6 hours of sleep each night, preferably 8. 7 to 8 hours is a sweet spot, but 6 hours minimum, or you're not going to be able to function. That's just my opinion. The recommended amount of sleep for adults aged adults aged 18 to 60 years old is 7 or more hours per night. Like I said, older adults may need up to 9 hours per night. So I would say 7 to 8. 7 to 8 is good. 6 minimum will get you through, but 7 to 8, in my opinion, is the best. To boost your sleep health, try to avoid caffeine beverages after lunchtime. Yeah, right. It's way past lunchtime, and I'm drinking coffee still. That's subjective to the individual and how they process caffeine. Caffeine doesn't affect me from getting a good night's sleep. Switch off all electronic devices an hour before bedtime. Yeah, right. Who does that? People go to bed with those things on. They just turn off the phone to vibrate or silent. The light from these devices can stimulate your brain and prevent you from feeling sleepy. What I do, I put my phone on silent and I flip the phone, the screen of the phone downwards so the light doesn't, brighten up, my bedroom in the middle of the night. Time to wind down. Read a book, take a warm bath, listen to soothing music. Soothing music is great. Reading a book, even audiobooks, great. Take a warm bath. I take Epsom salt baths. I use muscle soak Epsom salt. High quality. From a company called SF Bath Salt Company. You can get your Epsom salt at Target or anywhere that sells Epsom salt. But get some Epsom salt and soak in a bath with Epsom salt for like an hour. You don't have to do it every day, but try to do it 2 to 3 times a week. I'll tell you, it'll relax you. Set a SMART goal. If your lack of focus is a result of feeling overwhelmed by a complex project, try breaking it down into smaller parts and plugging the smaller steps into the SMART formula. I love SMART goals. I used to talk about these when I ran in-person networking events many years ago. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. Specific, what exactly needs to be done? Measurable, how will you track your progress? Achievable, is it realistic? Can it be done by the deadline? Relevant, how does it fit with the overall plan or bigger goal? How do the trolls fit into that? They don't, so I had to get rid of them. They're not relevant. Timely, when does it need to be done? Figure out what you need to get done, prioritize what's more important, and then work the list in order of priority. It's up to you to figure out how you want to apply your SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely. When you take a large complex project and break it down into smaller bite-sized tasks, you can boost your ability to concentrate and focus on specific tasks. That's because you end up with goals that you actually feel like you can accomplish. Look, if you try to accomplish something that you know is way out of your league, why waste any time on it? Because it's probably something you really don't want to do. If you really are passionate about something, you're going to find a way to get it done. Don't try to accomplish something that's unreasonable. Focus on things that are reasonable and that you truly enjoy doing. That's the way to do it. Now, let me check out the chat real quick before we move forward here. Oh, Tree Tremor, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, bro. Have a great night. Like, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much, Tree Trimmer, for the $2 super chat. That's going to start the channel donations tonight at $2. That's awesome, brother. Thank you so much. I hope you're still here to hear that, bro. I did not expect that, but I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. I do eat wheat bread, says Queen Helen Casey. That's great. Tree Trimmer says, you all have a great night, and I will be back. Eli, just wanted to tell you no hard feelings. No worries, bro. I appreciate it, dude. I have to have 4 to 5 cups of soda a day, Mutt Nuts. Mutt Nuts, do you drink regular soda or diet soda? I'm hoping you drink diet soda because regular soda is not. That's a lot of calories to have that much soda per day. It just liquid. And I'm hoping Mutt Nuts reviews that you don't get diabetes or anything. I'm praying for you. Thanks again, Tree Trimmer 82 for the $2 super chat. You have a great night, bro. I'll see you next time, and let's work on something together, dude. I appreciate it, man. Mutt Nuts reviews, I have caffeine pills I take from time to time. Queen says, Mutt, they are keeping you awake. That's right. Mutt Nuts reviews, those aren't good for you, caffeine pills. They're not good for you. If you're gonna take caffeine, if you're gonna do caffeine, drink coffee or a diet soda, in my opinion. Mutt Nuts review says, only take them maybe 2 to 3 times a week if I need that boost. Okay. All right, where are we at here? Mutt Nuts review says, Queen, I don't have to take them for weeks and still up all night and sleep all day, but been like that from around age 4, my mom says. You can easily change your sleeping pattern. Just try to get to bed early one night and get on track with that. Mutt Nuts review says both. Queen Helen Casey, pop is not healthy, period. It's not. It's not healthy. It's not. But if you're going to drink soda, drink diet soda because at least you won't take in empty calories with regular soda. Mutt Nuts reviews, but I also drink lots of water. That's great. Okay, let's get back on track here. We're almost done, folks. We are at 2 hours and 5 minutes. Number 8, be more mindful. Does your mind tend to wander away from where it's supposed to be? Don't worry. You're definitely not alone. Distracted thinking is common and something we all experience. However, these short mental vacations often make it harder to focus on the task in front of you. That's where mindfulness comes in. Yeah, be mindful of your surroundings, right? Does your mind tend to wander away from where it's supposed to be? That's because you're not laser focused. You're worried about what other people think about you. You know, I used to worry about what the trolls were doing. I used to focus all my energy trying to figure out what their next move was so I can combat them. And I'm like, why am I doing that? It's stupid. I became more mindful of the situation and I learned how to handle it. And boy, let me tell you, the last week and a half has been so relaxing and peaceful. I really feel like I'm back in my groove and I'm back in my natural essence and element of what I've been doing out here, or been wanting to do out here. According to the Mayo Clinic, being mindful means you can maintain moment-to-moment awareness of where you are and what you're doing, which is great news when you're trying to stay focused. So be mindful. Be aware of your surroundings. Just like when I walk at the park or wherever I walk and do my walking streams, I've got a selfie stick and a smartphone camera in front of me. I've got a headset on and I'm talking, but I'm also using my peripheral. I'm looking to see who is in front of me. I'm also looking at the camera to see who's coming behind me. I'm aware of my surroundings, folks, and you've got to be aware of your surroundings and be mindful at all times. But don't let it distract you from doing what you need to do. I still run my shows. Today, I had a lot of people on the trail, right, that I was on, that I've been at before. And I'd comment about it every now and then, but it didn't distract me from doing my show. Yeah, there were a few times where I, had to run past a few people, and I made some commentary, but it didn't affect me from doing an entire, hour and 20-something minute show, right? So be aware of your surroundings and be mindful of all situations. Stay focused, right? By being mindful and recognizing when your attention starts to drift, you can quickly bring your focus back to where it needs to be. That's so crucial. I'm going to read that one more time. By being mindful and recognizing when your attention starts to drift, you can quickly bring your focus back to where it needs to be. So if you start to slip away, become self-aware to the point of where you realize yourself slipping and get right back on track. There have been so many times where I almost did something that I know would have been detrimental to my future success. I even started typing certain things out and preparing certain things. And like 10 minutes into doing it, I realized it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. So boom, okay, forget it. Get right back on track. You're going to have moments where you're going to get off track for a few, but you got to become self-aware, which is what I'm trying to say, and start to recognize when that's happening so you catch it and then you get right back to being laser focused. Plus, you can actually train your brain to be more mindful by practicing breathing techniques, meditation, and mindful movements such as yoga. Yeah, great ideas there. Number 9, make a to-do list. Let's face it, the items on a to-do list can add up quickly, and it can be challenging to find the motivation to accomplish everything you set out to do. The good news, studies show that having a written plan of action can increase productivity. I agree. After you make your list, choose 2 or 3 key tasks and put them at the top. Then rank the rest of the items in order of importance. God, I was talking about this earlier. This allows you to tackle urgent tasks when your brain is fresh and your energy levels are high. When you make a to-do list, you're holding yourself accountable. Let me say that one more time. When you're making a to-do list and you create it, you're holding yourself accountable. That's what you're doing. And unless you hold your own self accountable for your own actions, you're never going to accomplish what you want to accomplish. Make sense? And number 10, focus on similar tasks. Tired of jumping from one type of thinking to another, aka multitasking? Well, I'm a great multitasker, but not all men are, but most women are, right? But whether you're a great multitasker or not, tired of jumping from one type of thinking to another, aka multitasking, then pick tasks that are similar, group them together, and do one at a time. This makes transition smoother, and you may find that you get a lot more done by not jumping from one type of task to another. Despite what you may think, multitasking is not more effective or efficient, especially when you're struggling with staying focused. In fact, the American Psychological Association reports that multitasking may reduce productivity by as much as 40%. In my opinion, that depends on the abilities of the individual person. For me, I'm a phenomenal multitasker, but not everyone is. Most men were biologically not made at a natural level to be multitaskers. Most, if not all, women were made to be great multitaskers. Why? Because women, back in the days of, traditionalism, which no longer exists, were in charge of taking care of the house, the kids, everything. Besides, what the man was doing, which was going to work, making the money, right? And being the provider in that way, right? The woman, the wife, the mom had to multitask between 1, 2, 3, or 4 or more kids, okay? Feeding them, right? Changing diapers, cooking dinner, cleaning the floor, the restroom, whatever, right? Women are phenomenal multitaskers, and they were made to be that way because their duties back in the days of traditionalism, when they were homemakers or housewives or whatever we call them homemakers nowadays professionally, but they were basically housewives, right? So they were phenomenal multitaskers. Most men are not. I happen to be one of the few men that's a phenomenal multitasker, so I am very effective and efficient at multitasking. But if you're not good at it, then just focus on similar tasks and get things done one at a time. And like number 9 says, make a to-do list. Hold yourself accountable. The bottom line, whether you're dealing with too many competing priorities, lack of sleep, or just a simple dose of the Mondays, not being able to focus can really put a damper on your productivity. That is why it is important to have a few simple tips and tricks like the ones we described above at your fingertips. Knowing how to zone in on what needs to get done can help you stay on track with your most important tasks each day. Now, who's the author here? Why won't it show me who the author is? Who wrote this? I want to give you some credit, but I can't see who you are. Oh, it's on the right. You can't see it here. Written by Sarah Lindbergh. Medically reviewed by Timothy J. Legg, PhD, PSYD, on October 16, 2019, and written by Sarah Lindbergh. This is on the Healthline website. All right, give me a second here. Give me a second here. Let me get back to full screen because we're going to start wrapping this up very soon here. Okay, we are at 2 hours and 14 minutes. All right, folks. If you have any final questions, please put them in the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, let me know because I'm going to be going off the air in less than 5 minutes here. So, the title of the stream once again tonight is staying focused on what's important in your life is essential to your happiness and success. Staying focused on what's important in your life is essential to your happiness and success. I'm going to tell you this, folks. It all boils down to one thing. Staying focused boils down to one thing. Is loving yourself. If you learn to love yourself, you're not going to let any distractions get in the way of accomplishing whatever your heart desires, and that's going to make you happy. I've said it before, I said it again. We are our own worst enemies, right? Why do you want to make yourself be an enemy of you when you should be the biggest ally of yourself, right? Does that make sense the way I say it? Focus on things that are going to get you ahead and that are more productive to move your purpose forward. And reduce or remove, if you can, any other distractions on YouTube, trolls, and haters. Don't feed into them. When they say don't feed the trolls, they mean it. Don't feed the damn trolls. That's what they want. Even if they keep talking about you, don't feed into them. Eventually, they will get tired. And don't give up. Because just because you get laser focused, like I am right now, look, I've seen my numbers tremendously tank because I'm not talking about drama anymore. I'm getting 15 to 20 people on my live streams where I used to get 40 to 60 to 80. But I'm very happy with these numbers because these are people that actually want to be here. And it doesn't make me sad. You know why? Because I'm going to keep doing my streams. I'm going to keep pushing forward. And the more and more I push forward and stay laser focused, in a month from now, I may be getting 30 people every stream. And then a couple months after that, I may be at 40. Then by the end of the year, I may be at 60. It's going to keep compounding. As long as I stay focused, don't let any of these distractions get in the way, and keep moving forward. That's all it takes, folks. That's all it takes. And that's where I'm going to wrap up this stream tonight at 2 hours and 17 minutes. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to all the moderators in the chat. Thank you to all the consumers of content and Tree Trimmer 82. I really appreciate what you did tonight. I thank you for the $2 super chat. You didn't have to do that, man. That shows a lot of good faith. And I'll be back around your neck of the woods, man. Because I think there are some great things that we can work together on and create better good for everyone, especially the small YouTubers out here that really need our help. And we need to focus on helping them beyond, just connecting with each other. We got to help them create content that people are going to love and continue to view and consume. All right, everyone. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow for 1, maybe 2 shows. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.